Okay, I'm going to record the meeting for the benefit of those who are not here. And welcome everyone to the October 17th meeting of the Computer Club. We've all had a chance to say hello and greet each other, and that's all good. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Now let's see which one I want to share here. I want to share the screen. Okay.
How's this going to work? Yeah, that's
Let's see if I got it or not. I don't think I got it. Hang on, let's try again.
You are sharing, you're just sharing.
It's getting there.
We're getting littler.
Yeah. The Shrinking Photography Club.
Oh,
Oh, what's that? What's that?
oh, okay. I can see it. But it's in the background. I'm sorry. I got you. Okay, here we go. All
There
right.
we go.
Now we're cooking. I changed some of the settings and it shows.
Need to enlarge your screen. There you go.
Okay. So anyway, good morning and welcome. And it is the right video. Okay, good. Anyway, that's the information on our contact information and so forth. Here's a little note about the dues. If you haven't paid your dues yet, Bob, I got your check. Thank you so much. And here's where we stand on the current activity. We've had our first board meeting. The activity fair I spoke briefly about, that's going to be on Zoom and coming up on November 9th. Next board meeting will be on November the 11th. And the Fall Art Show, as you well know, has been canceled for this year. Here's where we stand on the meetings at a glance. Today is October 17th. The weekly challenge is unusual vehicle or your vacation shots. The monthly challenge is formally the homework. Hold on a second, I gotta let somebody in. There's Betsy.
Yay!
And there's Mary needs to get back in. Okay, cool. Where do I see Betsy? Where's Betsy? Let's give Betsy
I'm
the
here.
business. Hey, Sleepyhead, I'm glad you're here.
I'm making up. I was having a lot of trouble falling asleep in Minnesota.
Oh, the time zone difference, yeah.
I'm making up for lost time.
I'm glad you're here. All right, stand by. We already got started.
Yep.
Okay, so that's where we are. The homework assignment has been renamed as a monthly challenge. So even though we're not active on the board, if any of you feel like participating, I'd certainly like to get your shots. And for the time being, you can take your three. Oh, somebody else is here. Betsy, you want to be a co-host for me and
Yeah.
let people in for me so I can. Shelly's here. Open up your participants.
Yep.
Open up your participant. You should see Shelly there trying to get in. Can you help her?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Just did.
Thank you. Okay, so what I'd like to do is go ahead and have people, as you remember, the homework assignment is you print yourself 3 8x10s of your choice of a common topic. This time it'll be active senior living. And somebody said, well, that's not very a good topic for right now because we're not active. And I know that, but I'm relying on you possibly have some old footage. For example, I shot the Senior Olympics a few years back, and I'll probably just grab some shots out of that. So, and it's 3 shots, and they go, and you can put them in the lockbox. They'll fit in the lockbox, so that's fine. So anytime before Halloween, you can put up to 3 8x10s in the lockbox, and those will be featured sometime in the future on the display bulletin board up by Rec 1. That's not active right now because there hasn't been a lot of traffic so far. I mean, things are opening up slowly but surely, but we'll probably start it maybe after the first of the year even, or maybe even sooner, we'll see. Anyway, next week, the weekly challenge will be humorous, and we'll see our National Geographic Series #2. So, okay, I wrote this for all of us to review. These are the opportunities to take pictures. We have the weekly challenge, the monthly challenge, the photo shoots, the fall art show, the foundation exhibit, scavenger hunt, the spring art show, and the theme within a theme contest. These I put on the front page of our website so you can review them there. I just wanted to make you aware of them. And I put it out to the whole group, and I said that anybody that got all of them right would be our next president. And Jane Page came in one short. I mean, it was so close. She got 7 of them, but
And didn't she forget the one that she does?
Yes.
yeah, she did. That's right. And this is just a little information. I saw this quote and I thought this really means a lot to us. If simple themes such as lifestyle, architecture, and business, industry, and sports seem too broad, it's because they are. Make them more definite, like eyes, shoes, pencils, people, castles, bridges, gas stations, fast food, volcanoes, airplanes. I thought it was a great quote, and I just wanted to share it with you. We'll try to keep this in mind as we come a bit with our weekly and monthly challenges. So just a little tidbit there I wanted to share. Okay, the monthly challenge, formerly known as the homework assignment. I already went over that with you briefly. That's due on October 31st. 3 photos, lockbox, bragging rights, and a gold star. Here's our Gold Star Hall of Fame, by the way, since we started this project. It was real good in the beginning, but with food as the topic, that's when we aborted one-on-one meetings. So we didn't really get a chance to finish that one. But on the first one, that was a humdinger. We had 19 participants and gathered 30 photos. And the next one, we had 13 participants and 23 photos. And then for macro, we had 8 participants and 15 photos. And for food, we just had 2 participants and 4 photos. So kind of petered out a little bit at the end. But anyway, you get a gold star for turning in 3 photos. That's the deal. Plus, you're going to get a lot of people see it on the board, and you might win first place in it. Who knows? Here's your new option for the weekly challenge. A couple of you have already taken advantage of it. The loaner thumb drives are hanging on a hook on the right-hand side, and there's a lid, and you just drop them in the box. So you, just to help you out too, if you're going to be a steady contributor, there's no reason why you can't have 2, one for this week and one for next week. So if you're just doing it as a one-shot, please don't do it, because we just want you to, if you're going to be a steady date on the share, go ahead and take 2, one for this week and one for next week. That way you'll have 1 at home and 1 in the box. Okay, enough said. And you guys are doing a good job on resizing or putting them on a thumb drive. Either one is fine. All right, this is time. We had an idea come up at the board meeting, and we decided to go ahead and present it to the group and see what they think. And the one who had the idea recently flew in from her bed to share this with us. So at this point, I'll turn this over to Betsy. Betsy, you want to talk about this?
Went back to bed.
Betsy, are you there?
Yes, I am muted.
Okay, cool. Your turn.
We were talking about the fact that we can't really do field trips with cars and carpooling and everything afterwards. So we came up with the idea of a field trip in Leisure World where we could either in small groups or individually go around and have a doggone field trip, because there are lots of dogs that get walked in Leisure World, and some of us even have a few, and might even be a cat or two. So we thought we would try to plan a November field trip and call it a doggone field trip. And we haven't got all the details yet, but I went online last night and I was exploring some videos that share how you take good pictures of pets. And we'll be working on that. We welcome ideas and ways that we can get together, but not get together.
We can certainly share it. We can certainly share it at the weekly meetings, your progress and so forth. One of the things we talked about was like on the Late Show and so forth. They have these people that walk up to people and interview them and so forth. You'd be surprised how open and willing and cheerful people suddenly turn when you walk up to them and compliment their pet or something. And that's the idea. You would go out on and forgive me, Betsy, if this is wrong, but I think that you're going to gather safely and go out among the Leisure world and see if you can find some pets and talk to the owners about them and see if you can get them to pose their pooches. Is that it?
That's kind of the idea. We don't have the details worked out yet, but I had a lot of fun finding the pictures. and the things that people had done to get artistic shots. And then
Speak up a little louder, Betsy, please.
Oh, the things that people had done to in taking these photos to get artistic shots. And I like the idea of having a little narrative even to go with some of the pets. That would be fun.
If we can get enough pictures turned in and so forth and enough material, we can make a little movie out of it and share it with on the posts and stuff and on our own.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'll be our goal. Let's see how much material we can collect. We'll assemble it into a nice program that we can share with the community.
Okay. And any ideas that you have are welcome. So you can email me or give me a call and give Jane a call. And let us know what you think would be fun to add. But I like the idea of having a little narrative with it.
Good idea, Betsy. Good suggestion, and I hope everybody gets excited about it and decides to participate. It'll be a safe event. Everybody will be wearing masks and going about at safe distances and keeping clean and keeping safe. And if you love dogs, and even if you love cats, I guess it's okay. You could participate in this, and it might be a fun project. Something to get you out of the house a little bit. Anyway, thank you so much, Betsy, for your idea, and I hope we get some feedback.
Just an FYI,
Yeah.
dog walkers to walk anywhere from 5 in the morning till 7:30. So if you want to maximize your walk and see a lot more dogs, that's the time to do it. And then probably in the evening.
I was just going to say, it's just like wild animals. Best time to catch them is early morning and late evening. Cool of the day, and they're out hunting anyway.
Right. And the directions that I was reading on some of the sites about when to take pictures of animals was the best light is early morning and late afternoon.
What a coincidence. Golden hour. Golden hour for the golden retriever. Well, thank you, Betsy. Hey, you might want to put that link out on our Google Mail group. Okay, so people don't have to write it down. All right, thanks, Betsy.
Betsy?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
This isn't going to be like a one-day field trip thing. This will be, we can take pictures over a period.
Right.
Okay, good. Once you get the ideas from everybody, or you feel like you've got all the ideas you're going to get, why don't you do a little write-up on it and put it out to the group?
That sounds good.
That works.
What would be fun would get pictures of the golf carts taking their dogs out for a walk.
Oh, wouldn't that be? Just see, this group has great ideas.
Maybe some of you have pictures from the Christmas parade where people had their dogs in the Christmas golf cart, you know.
At
Let your creative
coffee
juices
talk
go to work.
time, at coffee talk time, the people that participate in Zoom have been showing their puppies or dogs.
Oh,
Cool. All right. Are there any questions from the group? Anybody have a question?
Hey, Bob, I'm sorry, a late entry, but on Halloween, I think
Yes.
it's from 1 to 3. A bunch of folks are going to be at the dog park and they're going to be dressing up their pets.
Oh, man, what an opportunity. Thanks, Chris.
oh,
Chris, thanks. Great opportunity. 1 to 3 on Thanksgiving? I mean, on Halloween?
On Halloween. I think that's the time. I'll re-verify, but I'm pretty sure that's the time.
That would be amazing.
yes, perfect.
The day we do this walk, an idea is you could put it out on the post and the people at the manors could have their dogs out front.
But it's not.
That's a good idea.
But it's not just a day.
It's not.
But they need to tell us what manors to walk by.
Well,
It's
we
not
could have it both.
particular day, Linda, it's just anytime you want to take a picture before the due date.
Although we could
I wonder if you could set up a
possibly,
gathering. I wonder if you could set up a gathering place and a gathering time, and anyone who wants to their pet featured show up, and there'll be a photographer there to take their picture. Does that work?
well, why don't we talk about some of those ideas? We've still got, we could say the beginning date is Halloween. Actually, the beginning date can be any time, but we could start kind of the official thing Halloween if the dog park is going to have the event.
And then the cutoff is maybe the last meeting of before Thanksgiving,
Sure.
and then that gives us a week to cull or a week or two to cull the results. And I'll put a presentation together based on the input that you guys come up with.
But please come up with ideas. That's
Pictures. Oh, pictures. What else? Any other questions? Okay, this week's what we'll do this week is and probably going forward is we'll go ahead and do the share, and then I'll shut off the recording because the video is a copyrighted material. So probably what we'll do is we'll do the share, and then I'll shut off the recording, and then I'll share the video. And then if it's a topic that doesn't interest you or only mildly interests you, stick around as long as you want to. And then if the video is just not your cup of tea, feel free to drop out. But the meeting will continue. It just won't be recorded. This vehicle here, I think I took this in Tempe, but some of you may have seen them in Las Vegas or other places where they're like a bar. You can sit at a bar and pedal through town having drinks, that type of thing. So there's quite a few variations on this, but I think I threw this one in here just for the week's topic. And then next week, as I mentioned, was humorous. And then what we'll do is we'll do the shares, and then we'll do the video. The video, this is a new series. I didn't have this. I have the Fundamentals 1, which is also 24 lessons, but this is the new one, which is got some topics that are not the same old f-stop triangle type stuff. This is more getting into the creative stuff. So I think that some of these lessons we'll be seeing together for the first time, but I got this series and I'll share this with you. And we'll have one of these every week unless we've got a guest speaker. So, but first we'll do the First, we'll do the share, and then we'll, oh, speaking of which, I didn't. Guest speaker coming up, we've got Kathleen Reeder on October 31st for wildlife photography tips. And on December 12th, our own Chris Shaw is going to give us some Flickr tricks and tips. A lot of us didn't get to take advantage of, when he had the class on this, there were 2 classes, 2 times, and the ones that were in the time 2 didn't get the benefit of that. So here it is again as a refresher for all of us. But I never saw it in the first place, so this will be the first time for me. Could be a refresher for us, for some of you. And then Lisa Langell, you all enjoy. She's got a brand new presentation called Nature Photography, Future Trends of That. And then our old friend Colleen will be back on February 20th, Finding Your Creative Voice. This is if you're standing around wondering what to do with your camera. You haven't been active for a while and you're wondering what to do. And then we do have possibly one more guest speaker, not sure. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I should have mentioned that earlier and I forgot. Okay. Let's share. It's going to wind up being alphabetical order. So April, you want to take us away?
Okay, this was our youngest daughter's wedding, and she got married in July. We started off with only being able to have 10 people, and she ended up having 100 people. So it was a wedding where everything changed at the last minute, but we had a good time. So this was in California at one of the gardens, because she had an outdoor wedding. So,
Very nice.
mm-hmm. I got into the 4-wheeling club as a passenger in these cars. So I get to go and take photos of these Jeeps going up. And this is called the waterfall in Box Canyon, which is over towards Florence. And I didn't know, I was looking for waterfall, but I guess it's all these rocks are supposed to make like a waterfall. There was no water. It was the Jeep coming down as water.
Misleading.
Yeah.
It's like the Salt River.
Yeah, there's no water.
With no water.
Yep. This is taking some new people to Rock Springs. So going
Wyoming?
to have their great pie.
You talking about Rock Springs, Wyoming?
No, Rock Springs out by Anthem in Northwest Phoenix.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I
And
guess
this
there's more than
couple
one
is
Rock Springs. Okay.
Yeah, they're noted for their pies, and they make over a couple thousand pies.
Super.
Great
Anyway.
pie, by the way. Great
Yeah.
pie.
Way to go for pie. Well, depends on where you live.
So this was really cool. We went to the biosphere in Tucson, and I just happened to take a picture looking back with this little girl, Olivia. We had taken the car and went for the car tour at the biosphere, and they had it all lit up. So that's Olivia.
You must have had a slow shutter or something. It's a very captivating shot.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. No, it's just my iPhone. I just used the iPhone.
Oh,
A very clever catch.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Girl,
That looks like Tombstone, am I right?
That was Tombstone. That was Roger talking to the guys at Tombstone. Just hanging around. This, I wanted you to see. This is a photo from a friend. I turned it into a shower curtain at my house. So you can actually take your photos and turn it into a shower curtain.
Say what?
So, yeah, so that's why and this photo was from her iPhone. This mountain is where I grew up. It's the backdrop of our small town where we live. Anywhere you drive around in our area in northern British Columbia, these are the coastal mountains, part of the coastal mountains.
I'd love to know how you did that on the shower curtain. Can you share that with us sometime?
I will send the link to Bob.
That'd
Okay.
be great.
Yeah. So that's why I threw that photo in there.
That's terrific. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that's cool.
This was a old truck that I saw. Where did I see it? Oh, at Boyce Arboretum.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Where that is.
I've shot the same truck many times.
Yeah,
Yep, so have we.
just different viewpoints.
I like the collage
Cool.
idea.
Yes.
I'd like to do a little bit more collages, but need to work on it a little bit.
Yeah, is there another platform that we could use that instead of using Pic Collage? Is there some other way of doing it? Chris, do you know? So I don't have to have it labeled all the time.
You know what I do? There's a couple that I've used in the past. I'll see if I can jot them down and send them over to you, April.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
You bet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm driving. We went out to see the cows. So this is a cow tour. This was before COVID. So
Camouflage tractor.
yep. So it was a lot of fun. I had fun taking this group there. They were from Sunland Village East, and so we went out there. And I told them we were going to go see a lot of girls, and they didn't understand it. We had 2,000 girls. They're all laying down in the background there.
Should the
4 lady
caption
girls.
should the caption here be "Eat more chicken"?
Yeah. So
Looks like a Chick-fil-A commercial.
yeah.
Excellent. That's a great shot of you, April.
No, thank you.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, is that it?
Try to have fun.
All right, very good. Thanks,
Thank
April.
you.
Bob Bennett. Oh, yes. Okay. This is from the Hall of Flame. This is a little kitty fire truck, and it has a complete little fire station. I think it's something to keep the kids amused as the adults are going through the main museum, but I thought it was really cute. So that's the Hall of Flame Museum in Scottsdale.
Mm.
This is
Oh
from
my God.
that's from the World War I Museum in Kansas City, Missouri. That's a World War I tank.
Wow.
This is from the Nixon Library in Whittier, California. This is the helicopter that Nixon left the office with his last day as president, last ride as president of the United States. And that's at the Nixon Museum. This is how you get to Catalina Island when you go on a cruise, because they don't have the facilities to dock you. So that's an unusual vehicle. It's a lifeboat, actually. And that's how you get to the mainland.
Oh,
This
That's
is
great.
from the train, I think it's South Dakota. I believe it's South Dakota. There's a train museum there. Yes, it was in South Dakota. And that is a tram from Albuquerque, Sandia
Oh,
Peak.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's a terrific ride, by the way.
Bob, these are all great shots.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
This is from our cruise to Alaska. I just
Okay,
love
great.
that bus. I love this shot. I don't know. Just something about it. I don't know what it is, but I just love the shot. And it is a slightly unusual vehicle because it's extra long, and it's got a nice color. And it's nice to see Alaska, the snow in the background and so forth. Skagway, Alaska Streetcar Tours. This is the hearse that was used for Ronald Reagan and also for Gerald Ford. This is from the Funeral Museum in Houston.
Funeral museum.
I thought that was unusual.
the museum is unusual.
It is. A lot of dead people there. No, I'm just kidding. All right, and that's it for me.
Nice.
All right, let's
Thanks,
see.
Bob.
Charlene's not here, but we'll show her pictures. Charlene's under the weather today. That's in case you weren't here when I said that earlier. Okay. There's an unusual vehicle. It's a little tricycle with a wind sail.
Mhm.
This one I'm using for our, yeah, she loaned me this for the activity fair. That's why I have two of them. One of them's been resized. It's going to be in our
Oh.
activity fair
Oh,
presentation.
cameras.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Cameravan.com.
Cameravan.com. I haven't been there, but you might want to check it out.
Wow.
www.cameravan.com.
I'll write that down. That'd be
And
interesting.
here's some surfers with wind sails. And here's a monster car.
File. You could paint those teeth orange and yellow, and then it would match for Halloween.
That's really an elaborate paint job, isn't it? And then you can see the radiators below the teeth, I think, if you look closely.
Yeah.
It's a great shot. This is called Purple Boots.
Mhm.
And that's
Bob, I have a picture of yours, boots in
Railway.
my house
Railway.
here.
Santa Fe.
There's an unusual vehicle.
Mhm.
I think that's riding behind a motorboat.
That's a good one.
And the parasailing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the end.
And everybody has those crates to help hold up stuff.
All right, very good. Thank you, Charlene, even though you're not here. Chris Shaw, it's all yours, buddy.
So I love to photograph cars and interesting vehicles. So this was, I had an opportunity to photograph a custom-made trike at a trike show in the mountains a couple of years ago. It's a $350,000 motorcycle.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
called Venom and has been photographed by a number of motorcycle magazines. And every scale, I don't know if you can tell on the front of it, but every scale was hand airbrushed on the bike. It was an incredibly beautiful bike.
So you could either have a house or this motorcycle, is that it?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
It
beautiful.
originally, I don't want to talk too much about each photo and take up too much time, but the gentleman who owns the bike originally designed the bike to be mass produced by Harley Davidson, but the contact that he was working with at Harley Davidson passed away, and the rest of the company just didn't think that it would be a mass selling bike. So this is the one and only of its kind.
Price.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Wow. And it looks like a snake when you see it from the front.
Yep.
Snake eyes.
This is a number of years ago, I took a road trip from Colorado Springs down to Santa Fe, and there's a back highway you can take, a really neat gas station museum that's off the highway. And anyways, they had this old Hudson that I fell in love with and spent as much time photographing as I could.
A lot of good textures there, I like.
That's a neat photo.
I remember
Hang
Hudson.
it up in my bathroom. And then I get to photograph as a press photographer for a lot of races and monster truck shows and stuff like that. This one was for the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, which they drag race high-end exotic sports cars. This is the rare time that you'll actually get to see a Porsche, a $300,000 Porsche run against a $250,000 Lamborghini. And I just loved looking at the back end of the cars. I don't know why I found that a fascinating view.
Very good.
And then Lamborghini, I think you don't get to see those very often. So
That's from your personal vehicle, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's in
You got it in the garage. Yeah.
This is another Lamborghini. Again, at the same race, but what I thought was interesting about it is the color that they put on these cars for the drag race. It's all like aluminum foil, but tinted.
Looks like an expensive paint job.
You know what? It's what was really amazing about this is they're all kids that are driving them. I mean, people that are well under their 30s. And I was trying to figure out how there's so many kids that can afford these crazy expensive cars, and they get them home, and then the first thing they're going to do is wrap them in blue aluminum foil.
Exactly.
I'm like, money just has no value to. money or life is no
Yeah.
value to these guys. As a press photographer, we had the opportunity to take a drag run with them. So we got to jump in the passenger seat. And yeah, these guys don't care about living.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a Nissan GTR, probably the most affordable car of the lot that was there. It only was about 130. But I like this shot because you can see the plane in the background because we were actually on a runway.
Yeah, the owner's just gotten to the airport. He's leaving his car behind and hopping in his Learjet. Yeah,
Little James Bond thing.
yeah, exactly. I like it. Nice shot.
Thanks. And then another one, this photo's actually hanging in my garage. It's,
Yeah,
it's
I love this
so-
shot.
but not my Lamborghini. I just love the intricate, the small pieces here that that show the quality of workmanship that go into these cars. I mean, when they're painting their name on the, I think it's a brake caliper. You know, it's just fascinating at how much work goes into these cars.
For that kind of money, they better take their time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Great shot. I love that shot.
Thank you. And then to get off the car theme, this was an old train that I photographed, I think at the Omaha Zoo, where they used to do the Mutual of Omaha things, videos.
Super. Has a real old time effect.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Chris. Diane Bennett, before and after. Oh, can't hear you.
You muted.
Unmute.
There.
That's a great idea. Okay, this was just before everything closed down, this was our last Christmas parade here, which we were planning to do every year. So, and we were going to spring training.
That was cut short.
Yes, everything was cut short. More spring training.
Ooh.
Oh, coming back from San Diego, just this last Christmas, this was about 3,000 feet. We got caught on Highway 8 and we were stuck there till they brought the snowmobile in and somebody got out of their car and made a big snowman. So I enjoyed all that. And that was just in December. It was great. Oh, let's
This
see.
must be after.
This is after, right? This is now after. So teddy bears are going to make us feel good because we're stuck in the house. And Bob has been going, we try to give local business, our business. And every week, at least once a week, Bob goes to Harkins Theater and buys a big bag of popcorn. So, because we're used to going to live movies and we
It's-
can't fit.
Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 1 to 7, you just drive through and you don't have to touch anything. Just drive through and get a big bag of popcorn for $10. Lasts all weekend.
And then it helps them stay in
Yeah.
business. Okay, Linda's been passing out. She's been making these things and cheering us up. So she made this little guy, and then my friend gave me a ceramic baseball stadium. So anything I can do to cheer myself up in this house and remind me of what was before. Oh, this was, oh God, we celebrate every holiday and we also celebrate every night. Every night's an occasion in this house. And there's a famous ice cream sundae place in Hollywood called C.C. Brown. Anyhow, they're out of business, but Bob ordered a bunch of the hot fudge stuff. Bob, what holiday was this? Was this 4th of July? I
No,
can't
it's not
remember.
Labor Day.
Oh, Labor Day, right.
Yeah, we celebrated Labor
And,
Day.
So I got some Costco whipped cream, Land O'Lakes, and there's his wonderful
C.C.
C.C.
Brown.
Brown. And then instead of buying the half gallon that Bob always keeps in the freezer, a Bluebell, it's always Bluebell from Texas, I got some pints. And I just put the pints upside down in these red bowls and I just started spraying and pouring, and there's some sliced almonds and
You microwave the C.C. Brown, and
yep,
you can still get the C.C. Brown at Lowry's.
yeah.
That's where I ordered it from, was from
Good.
Lowry's.
So this is our vacation this year. This is how we're celebrating these things. Oh, and then the cactus were just blooming beautifully at the beginning of all this. And we took the golf cart and just went around. Oh, there was a big birthday. It was close to 100 years, and she was celebrating, and they were passing out cookies on a long pole. And then we went around Leisure World just taking these pictures of the cactus. Aren't those beautiful flowers on our cactus here?
Yes.
So whoever goes away during the summer does miss all this, but a lot of stuff blooms here in the summer.
You got it. That's it. Thanks, Diane. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Okay. And Bob,
Yes.
There's
Bob,
still some cactus
that
blooming
I
there.
was in the town where Bluebell is made in Texas. I remember
So
visiting.
were we.
Oh, yeah, we've been there too and had the tour and had the factory tour and sampled the ice cream and everything. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a wonderful little town. Okay, Helen, your turn.
Yeah, these are from my last vacation before COVID hit. And this was a visit to Canyon de Chelly. I did
Ooh.
the Navajo Nation trip through Free Spirit. I went with a girlfriend. And obviously, I mean, the history is so important here, but the texture and the color on that trip was just fantastic.
Is that natural? It's almost like a sepia. Is it all?
It's
Is it
all
natural?
natural. Yeah, it's all
Wow.
natural. It's from
Wow.
the minerals in the rock and the water and the erosion. So it was just amazing.
That
It's
is-
a wonderful place.
that's
I'd never
gorgeous.
been there before. Yeah. And this was, we were scheduled to, we were actually the last motor coach allowed into Monument Valley. That's a picture coming up before the tribal lands were closed for COVID. So we were lucky enough to get into Monument Valley, but our trip the next day to Antelope Canyon was canceled. So they substituted a visit to Horseshoe Bend instead, which I had never been to. And this is part of Horseshoe Bend, and I loved it. And I love the layers and the textures. But what really got me, as after I looked at this photo, on the right side in the middle, you can see that area of gravel or something, and I'm wondering what in the world caused that. And is that a detraction in this photo?
No,
A distraction?
it's
Because
natural erosion.
it just
It's erosion.
catches my eye all the time.
It almost looks like an angel there, just above where all that is. You almost
Isn't
see
it?
They
Yeah,
probably
it's
get high
just
winds there once in a while, and
maybe.
it's just
But
erosion.
this was a really nice bonus for us since we had to miss Antelope Canyon. So I am going back to Antelope Canyon next year on an overnight trip, just a one overnight trip.
If you
Hopefully.
look down a little, if you look down a little bit lower and over toward the center a little bit, there's looks like it might be like a water trail coming out of the rock with
Oh, right here. Yeah.
tears.
Yeah.
That's very, very nice. This is a great shot. Very
Isn't
nice.
it?
Yes.
I love this. It was
The
the most,
textures are just wonderful.
the scenery
And the-
was amazing.
The light on the water too is,
Yeah.
And most pictures of Horseshoe Bend show the horseshoe, which
Yes.
is pretty routine. But this gives you
I know.
different, something different for a change.
I know. I just
a
love
great
all those
view.
textures. And then this was Lake Powell. And I mean, it's not a great photo, I don't think, but I love the colors, the blue on the bottom and the top, and then the various layers in between. I thought it was fantastic.
the lighting is really neat too, again.
Those clouds, I mean, the clouds were absolutely gorgeous.
Clouds are king.
Isn't it? Yeah, for
Clouds
sure.
are king.
And Monument Valley, of course, and I loved Monument Valley.
I can almost see
And,
John Wayne there.
I know, and we heard about all the movies that were filmed there. It was an amazing trip. I'd like to go back as soon as.
That was
as soon
thanks
as
to
it's
John
safe.
Wayne. He interested Ford about making movies there, and it was successful. Made
That's
a lot
right.
of movies there. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So that was my last trip before COVID hit.
Very good. Thanks, Helen.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ruth, you're up.
Well,
Oh,
we go to the same campground every year, and for 5 years now. And the first year we were there, I saw this, and the lighting was nice, but I didn't have my camera. The next year they had parked a thing in front of it, and the thing was there for 3 years. And this year it wasn't there. So we went there and we spent, I don't know how long, sitting in front of this barn taking pictures. But this was the original thing that I liked originally. It's just this little shed that's on the side of the barn. And you have to get it at a certain time in the morning. Okay.
I like it. I
good.
like the fact that the vines are growing in through the window.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. I like it. I like the lighting.
I do
Yeah.
too. It's a very nice shot.
It's
And at
been
first you-
deteriorating for 5 years that I know of.
At first, you don't think it's upright, but then you see the main building is
Mhm.
vertical, so you know that it must be like shooting uphill almost. You must be
Well,
shooting uphill.
The little building is a little crooked.
Okay, but the shot is straight because you can tell by the vertical.
Right. Yep, the
Of the
shot's
building.
straight. The building's crooked.
Oh,
Okay.
Beautiful.
The rest of this, we only went out shooting one day out of the whole summer. And this is a little historical museum in the Detroit area with old buildings that they've gathered together. Not the big one, not Greenfield Village, but just a little one. And we went shooting there.
Very nice shot. I like it.
And this is there too.
Nice.
Very sharp, very sharp.
It's really pretty.
Mhm. I
oh,
like that.
That's almost macro.
I like that.
Well, I shot it from far away and from close up, and far away it looked uninteresting. So here it is
Great
close up.
texture.
mhm.
It almost looks like a quilt.
Yeah, you could think that could be a quilt.
Maybe we can make a shower curtain.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
And that's in the same place too, but I fiddled with it a lot. I did a lot of things to it. It's just a reflection in one of the old windows.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Super. Thanks, Ruth.
Thanks.
fun photos.
Walter, you want to take us home?
Sure.
I love this shot.
Yeah.
What the
On
hell am
our
I
way
doing
east,
down here?
on our way east, we discovered at the first rainstorm that the wipers on the RV weren't working. So the first task when we finally got settled was to figure this out. First question was, okay, there's the wiper motor, but what is it? The label was, of course, facing the wrong way. So it's a selfie, so to say, to get a picture of the label.
Oh, I see. How clever.
Mhm,
I love it.
mhm.
Is it okay to use that as the headshot that I asked you for? I
I'm
never
still
got that, so I think I'll
working on
use
getting
this.
that done.
I'll get it done when you get a chance. That's great. This is a great shot. I love it. And knowing the backstory makes it even more interesting. Great job.
Mhm.
And,
Go ahead.
and
Were you on
the
your
next
back for this one?
next project was adding a line from the battery system in the RV back to the connector to the car we pull behind to keep its battery charged. And I took a picture of the parts I'd added and did some masking off to emphasize the parts I'd added to stick it in my logbook for the RV of what's there the next time I go looking for things.
Walt?
So just the bright things are the added, the rest of that stuff was there already.
So detail oriented.
Okay, now this could be the bomb that you have to know which thing to clip in order to save
Yes.
everybody.
Right.
Blow up the world. Two words come to mind, Walt. Holiday Inn. Yeah.
That means
Others he doesn't like.
Well, the RV's
Just like
18
us.
years old, so he's working on it all the time.
That's a great shot, though. Love it. Love the
Yes.
story.
Go ahead.
Okay. And this is we were next to the town of Milford in Michigan. And one day we went out driving and came upon local cemetery. It was shortly after July 4th. So they had flags on all the veterans' graves. And this one was someone who was a veteran from the War of 1812.
How cool.
I love the shot. It's not a relative or anything, right? It's just that just
No,
happens to be
no.
who was there. This is,
Yeah.
I love the shot, though. It's a great perspective. We're down on a knee. I'm sure you took a knee for this.
And it's a cell phone photo.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how you got it. You got a great shot.
Hey, Walt, there's a site out there. I love to shoot cemeteries, and there's a website out there called findagrave.com.
I'm
Yeah.
on
A
to
lot
that.
of people that do family genealogy and that sort of stuff. You can go post photos of the headstones, and I know the families really appreciate it.
That's a great idea.
I've looked for a few people using that site, yes. Okay, here's an overall shot of the barn where Ruth showed you the close-up of the little building in it.
Oh,
There's the little building, yeah.
My
Back there.
gripe was that by
Yeah.
the time we finally got to take the pictures of it, they had spray painted a fresh coat of paint on the barn and redone the roof.
My first thought was the trash can, but then I saw the next shot.
Yeah, so,
Much
It's
better.
Photoshop there.
oh yeah. I toned down the paint and put a more reasonable looking roof for an old barn onto it. Although the style is nice, but the roof still looks too new.
I like this red better though. I don't know, they're both pretty though. Yeah. And particularly the trash can missing was really an improvement.
Yeah, that was step one.
Oh, you got rid of a pallet too. It looks like you got rid of a pallet too. Oops.
Yeah, and the driveway.
And a sign.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't notice the driveway.
Yeah, the sign way
Oh,
back
yeah,
there
yeah.
says, sign back there says no hay for sale.
That's right. Well, Walt, that's a much improved shot with, and that shows the power of Photoshop.
Yeah.
Nice job. I like it. What about this?
Okay,
That's
that's
cool.
old schoolhouse from 1877.
Wow.
We found driving along the same day. And I haven't
in
figured
Michigan?
out, it's in Michigan, yes. Thayer School. And next picture shows a close-up of the sign, which says that they're going to be doing something to it to improve it.
I'm glad they're saving it.
And the third shot is the sign on the school building. Fractional School District Number 1, Plymouth and Salem, 1877.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't know what a fractional school district is, though.
Have to look that up.
I don't know. I don't know. Well done. Very nice shot. All right.
That's it.
Very good. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop the recording.